Hey everybody, Kayangel is out, and I spent the better part of yesterday on the day it released just progressing the hard mode dungeon and seeing if we can get that clear really quick. And it was a very fun experience. So today I wanted to sit down and look at the clears that we got through the gates and just provide some commentary about it. The focus of this won't be to look at all the mechanics. It won't be to kind of provide a very basic guide for all the normal moves and all the mechanics that are happening in the gate. If you guys are looking for those kinds of guides, go to Max Roll. You can watch ATK's video. You can watch Memorizer's videos. There's a bunch of resources out there to help you learn what happens in the fight. What I'm going to be focused on talking about is my experience playing through the fight, any things that I picked up about useful things kind of tactically to do while the gate is happening, and then also reflecting about some of the mistakes that I made. Obviously, because this was our progression run, there's going to be a lot of things that are happening that a lot of things that I'm doing that I think are really suboptimal. So I thought it'd be a fun video to just sit down and kind of take a look at the VOD and see how I can pick apart my own gameplay, and hopefully that will be helpful for you guys. So with that, let's jump into gate number 1. Okay, so the first thing that I think about is how much of the moveset can I kind of like create a simple rule set to not have to worry about. So for a lot of Kayangel, I feel like for the most part, you can kind of follow the rule set of don't stand in front of the boss. Um, just kind of like to the side or to the back is usually just like pretty good to cancel out most moves. For this move that comes up, obviously, when you see tells like that, you want to kind of back away and make sure that you have space to dodge mechanics. This ring is kind of hard to see. So when he does this ring attack, the first thing to make sure of is to kind of like find the first safe spot. You see how there's like the middle part of that ring is safe, and then it just alternates from there. To be honest, I think if you kind of just like approximate and then just kind of move back and forth fast between them, I think it's good enough. You see how you kind of like weave through? Not that bad. Also, I think if you actually take damage from it, my impression was that it doesn't actually push you, it doesn't knock you down, so you can kind of super armor through it. This is a stagger check, by the way. Very useful for you to keep DPSing through. I think for the first boss in Kayangel, it's generally good. It's generally good to just kind of like stay to the back, stay to the side, and have high uptime. There's not a lot, I think, in this boss fight that requires you to kind of like stop attacking. Okay, over there, somebody got jailed. That's kind of like the perfect example, right? When somebody gets jailed, you kind of want to hit them out anyways. There's a lot of things where like you kind of just want to keep hitting the boss. The only thing is when it does its reflect pattern. That's the only time, and that happens when there's a purple glow under him. For this move specifically, where he creates the stars, something to note is that if you're inside, kind of hugging the boss, you're safe. So inside this inner ring is actually safe. And so if you can stay inside, that's really good. Obviously, Arcana can have some problems with this because if you use Scratch Stealer or something like that, it pushes you outside. In which case, you have to stand in between. But if you can help it, I really recommend staying on the inside. So I got hit by it here. Not super great, but you know, a lot of this damage is not necessarily going to one-shot you. So with good shield coverage and also with some like awareness and keeping your health high, you can kind of just tank things. So this, you'll notice there's like a shadow that follows you. The only thing that you have to worry about with this mechanic is staying away from the shadow. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Then he swoops down, and after that he lands, and then you can keep DPSing. You just keep up timing. And make sure you stay to the side or to the back, and most moves should be handled. For this move, you can either stand in between these attacks, which is preferable. You stand in between, or you stand to this side here. This side where the party is not good because there's a sideways attack that happens. See that? See the sideways attack? So you really want to position yourself kind of like not laterally with the boss, okay? Just make sure of that. I think this point here is the best because you can keep DPSing. This side point is also okay if you have range moves, so I can use Quadra Accelerate. I can use Call of Destiny. You know, I can still DPS it from this side here, but ideally you're in this middle area. Okay. Now he's going to do mechanic here. This is where he lands, and he'll do a stagger check. You have a lot of time. Just make sure you're not standing in the bad pizza slices. So it's ideal to kind of like, in my opinion, step away from the pizza slices and then start doing your stagger. It's just safer that way, and you'll have enough time. And this is the first big mechanic. The two big things that you should notice here is after he does these snowflakes, this is the color that you need to take the shield of, okay? So snowflakes happen, and then you see the color of the shield that you need to take. So in this case, it's purple. And the other thing is, don't get tricked by when the actual move is happening, because a shield buff lasts for a very short duration of time. So this is him slamming. This is him slamming. You notice that it's all slamming. And then see this? When the boss actually sits up and screams, this is when it's safe to take the shield, okay? And look at what happens afterwards. Okay, so now he slams, and my buff, wow, it's so pixelated that you can't really see. But the buff is gonna only last for like 2 more seconds. You see that? So I really want you guys, like, this is probably one of the biggest things that's gonna kill you when you first get into this raid, is identifying when you have to pick up the shield. There's a slam. There's a slam. It happens usually after like 2 or 3 slams. And there's the yell, okay? Let's look at that again. There's snowflake. Then he's gonna show a color. It's purple. Here's 1 purple. 2 slams. 3 slams, and then he's gonna roar. Boom. There's the roar. That's the tell, okay? And then you pick up the shield, and then you should be good, and you move forward. So don't mess that up. Stagger check here. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. Uptime is super good. I'm just trying to get myself into boundless. I find, so I guess one of the things that I should have said before this video, I'm playing 3 Ruin, and I'm playing with Barricade, and I'm playing with Quadra Accelerate. One of the things that I find, at least with my Arcana right now, you have a lot more freedom to spam your skills even if it's not necessarily optimal, purely for the reason of getting yourself into boundless. You kind of want to spend your mana very fast, okay? So there's going to be a lot of points in time where it's just stacking skills, and I'm just wasting a bunch of stacking skills because the cooldown on my Ruin skills are long enough. I don't have... So another thing to note for these runs is I don't have the Dark card set, not even 18 Awakening, and I only have level 7 gems. So that, if you have like level 9 cooldown gems or level 10 cooldown gems or whatever, that can change your experience a little bit. So that's something to note. Okay, we've seen this move. Watch the shadow, it's on top. There he swoops down, and now he's going to come back. Then we keep DPSing here. Balance card is really nice, so we try to be really efficient. Oh, and it ran out. That sucks. So now we try to spam 4 of a kind. And then as you can see, like, generally you're pretty safe. Just kind of stand to the side, stand behind the boss. You see none of these moves really hit to the side or behind. And you just keep going. That's another frontal attack. And this is stay in between. You see that? So once he does that glow, you know that the move is coming. You can either stay inside or stay in between. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. So this is the no hit, okay? This is the only time where you don't want to be hitting the boss. For most of this fight, hitting the boss is fine, but when he does this, purple glow under him, don't hit him, because he's going to do a counter attack if you do. Gonna hit your party back. But after that's done, we just go back to business as normal. And then, to be honest, this gate really is not that bad. It's quite simple. Stand in between. Then we get our stagger. That means uptime, and I hit boundless, but the cooldowns aren't quite back up yet. But you notice that we're just using a lot of skills because we're just trying to maintain. So remember, we're standing off to this corner specifically, not laterally with the boss, okay? This corner specifically. Because we want to avoid the wing attack. Okay, same thing. This is very annoying. We lose our balance because he flies up. We're back into magic addiction. Yeah. Now avoid the shadow. Very simple boss fight. Don't hit. Don't hit. You can run away just to make sure. Spam some 4 of a kinds. Ooh, let's counter. I probably could have countered that if I reacted fast enough. But I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't looking. So that's an out safe, in safe, and I didn't react fast enough, so that was pretty bad on my part. You don't worry about that. Know that heal is coming up. So you see these rings, they're only paralysis. So you notice that I actually get hit by this first ring. But you don't need to freak out because you know the safe spot's going to be here, and then you just walk in. Pretty simple. Mechanic time. Now this is blue, white, yellow. Blue, white, yellow in that order. One of the things that I will say about this attack is standing in the center of the map can be kind of tough because I feel like a lot of the AoEs land there. So just be aware. And you'll notice that in this run, there's a point in time where I kind of am like, the audio is obviously can't hear, but I'm calling out to my teammate about where a few of the orbs is, which is very helpful. Once you're done with your orbs, you can help your teammates pick up the orbs that they need. Not pick them up, but you can help call it out for them, the locations, and ping it for them. So over here, whenever the orbs are in the danger zone, you can't actually break them, so you have to wait for them to become safe in the safe zones, okay? Just simply take blue, take white, take yellow, and you're done. And then now you can just help your teammates look for it. So you can ping this one at the top for them. And then you just want to focus on the AoEs under your feet, okay? You just want to focus on the AoEs under your feet. So you see as I cross through the center, it's like, it's pretty rough. There's a lot of AoEs here. You'll notice that I started trying to help my teammate get the third circle. You can kind of see that my teammate here in the middle doesn't have the third circle, so I try to tell him bottom right, bottom right. And then once I lose that focus, like all these AoEs, you see the center of this area has so many AoEs. If I just stand to the left, it's so much more clear. And I actually nearly die because of it. Not good. Not good. Always remember to watch your feet during this mechanic. And then after that, it's about, honestly, it's about done, man. You don't have much more to do. I tried to counterattack that, so I need to look at that normal attack pattern a little bit more. See when he comes back across. Does it stay inside or in between? I have some bad habits there. I definitely could have stayed inside and just kept DPSing. That would have been preferable. And then we just do the rest of the fight. It's mostly just all the same. Notice how all these attacks are just like forward attacks. So if you stay to the side, stay to the back, it's all good. Pretty simple. I think you guys should have a very easy time with this gate. Just avoid that. That stomp will earthquake you, I believe. You want to spacebar away from it or run out. There's a counter. Again, I need to know these attack patterns a little bit better so I know that the counter is coming. Go. It's a celestial rain, so that's really good. Missing a lot of skills. Stay to the side. Quadra Accelerate and Call of Destiny. Perfect. So one of the reasons why I'm going back to using Quadra Accelerate now, I think in general it just provides you slightly better uptime because of it. It doesn't have the force movement on it, and you can use it from range. That combo of Quadra Accelerate plus Call of Destiny can be really, really good because Scratch Stealer and Spiral Edge require you to be somewhat melee to the boss. Just having that option to have a full 4-stack Ruin combo from range is very, very good for uptime in fights. It changes the scenario from you can't attack and maintain boundless or push towards boundless to now you can actually do that. So I think it's very good. And there it is. That's gate 1. Nothing too particular to note. I'm going to be doing a similar video for gate 2, gate 3, and then of course gate 4 is probably going to be the most meaty one. Okay, so hopefully that was good. Look forward to the other Kayangel videos. Thanks, guys.